me, now is the time of year where you're trying to recommit yourself to doing things a little bit nicer and a little bit better. Well, here in our LDS department, we have a lot of things that help you with that. One thing I want to show you right now is a gratitude journal that we have. This journal is designed, it has 365 pages in it, so each day you simply write something that you're grateful for. It doesn't have to be elaborate, it doesn't have to be long, just little things that you find that are positive and nice throughout your day. The next thing I want to show you that we have in our department, this is one of my favorite, and I especially like this illustrator. Beautiful artwork. This is by Emily Freeman. It's called 21 Days Closer to Christ, and the way that the book starts is it's actually an invitation. It starts out and it looks just like an invitation to you, and it's to you to come and spend 21 days on drawing yourself nearer to the Savior. This book has something that each day you focus on, and each day you read a little bit more, you pray a little bit about the subject, and by the end of the book, your testimony is strengthened, your relationship grows, and in the back it has a little spot where you can write notes, but the book is just beautiful. Like I said, the illustrations, everything that the stories and everything in it. But 21 days, take the first day, couple days of the year, and take the opportunity to grow closer to your Savior. Emily has several books on this subject, so I recommend checking out any of the books that Emily Freeman writes. One of my other favorites that I have is A Year of Powerful Prayer. Now, this is one that maybe you've already done, and prayer is something you do every morning and every night, and it becomes very repetitive. This book breaks it down to make your prayer a different and meaningful prayer every day for 365 days. What they've done in this book is taken all of the best talks in the last 5 years from all the general authorities, the different conference talks and whatnot, and they've composed them into this one book. And each day there's a short little quote or a full-length story maybe that will help you learn how to make that day's prayer a little bit more meaningful and a little bit different, and maybe focus on something you hadn't thought of from the day before. I have started to do this book, and I promise you it makes truly a great difference in your life. This is a wonderful book that you can pick up today. Also, in the new year, the church is known for releasing all of its themes for the upcoming youth, for the primary, and for what we're going to study in our gospel doctrine classes. The book table has a whole array of stuff, starting with our primary right here. We have The Families Are Forever as the theme for this year. We have for all the different Sunbeam teachers and CTRA and Valiant. You can get all the books here that are going to help you with your classes to do different, whether it's reading or coloring activities or supplements to go along with the lesson books that you already have. Also, one that I enjoy with my kids, I have 4 in primary right now, is they have the 2 different versions of CDs that will have all the primary songs that your kids are going to need to know for the primary program coming up in September. So I have these playing in my house throughout Sundays and everything, so they can get the songs in their head, and I find that they are a really great help. This little guy over here, he is an article of faith helper, has all the articles of faith, and it just slips right into their scriptures, but again reminds them, keeps that theme in their head. And I know that the primary presidency really likes it when all the families are on board trying to teach their kids the same things that the primary is trying to teach them. And moving on to a little bit older kids, we have Come Into Christ. That is the theme this year for the young men and the young women. And there are so many wonderful topics that will help your kids really experience coming unto the Savior. Jenny Phillips has come out with a new CD this year that I'm sure your kids and your youth will be singing. It has both the male and the female versions on this CD. So if you have the young men and young women, it also has a DVD that you can purchase with it as well that will have all the different themes that they're going to be learning from. And one of my favorite books is this, Come Into Christ and Be Perfected in Him. It's just a short story. It's perfect for youth. It's short and simple, but again, it really helps them to be coordinated with their teachers, and so that you're on the same path at home as what they're trying to learn. And last but not least, these books are all for me. I'm not even going to pretend to know anything about this subject. We're studying the Old Testament this year, so this whole table is designed for me. One of our best-selling authors that we have on how to learn and understand the Old Testament is David Ridges. He's most popular books, he started off with the Book of Mormon, and people just love his works. I know our gospel doctrine teacher uses this book all the time. For the Old Testament, there are 3 in the series, because it's the Old Testament, for heaven's sakes. And what I love about it is he takes each verse and he breaks them down. He helps define what the words mean, what they were used for maybe in that time period, and then he'll give you other references that you can go look at to maybe find in other books more about that same topic. So it makes it more of a study instead of just reading it. You're actually studying the scriptures. So come in today. We have tons of books on the Old Testament, on all the themes for the new year, and if you're simply just trying to make a resolution like I am, come in. We'll help you find the perfect book to get you started for your perfect new year.